YouTube, what's going on, guys? Mike here with another pretty cool video today. So today we are actually in the parking lot at a garden center. What we're doing today is looking for the three components that we need to build a good base to a no-till soil. What we're looking for in a no-till soil is the three major components. We want fertility, we want a good substrate or structure, and we want a good aeration in the soil. So with those three things in mind, we're going to be looking for some kind of stone. Ideally, it would be a porous stone or a very coarse stone that has a lot of nooks and crannies in it to allow water to filter through and pull air down with it into the soil. Also, it makes good little nooks and crannies for bacteria and microbiology to kind of hide and reproduce and do all that good stuff that they like to do. So that's what we're looking for in a stone or an aeration source. In our fertility, we're looking for compost. So we want a good, complete compost. Ideally, some sort of finished, mostly finished compost that has a dark, rich color like coffee grinds. That's really what we're looking for. The source of the compost or where it comes from, it doesn't necessarily matter so much. We want it to be organic. We don't want any pesticides or herbicides or anything like that in it. So those are the questions I'm going to be asking. And we also want it to be pretty complete. It can be a little on the undone side, where you can kind of see some roots or some things that are not fully composted yet, because it'll continue to compost in the soil. But that's going to be our source of fertility. And then also we're looking for that substrate or that bedding that will make up the majority of the texture and the lightness of the soil itself. So what we're looking for there is a sphagnum peat moss. Now, sphagnum peat moss is great because it's going to give that structure to the soil. Once you mix with the compost and mix with the aeration, we'll have a good base for our vegetable garden to grow. What we'll be doing there is then adding our micronutrients and some macronutrients to the soil itself in the form of soil amendments. That we'll go over at another time. But for today, we're at this garden center, this nursery here. We're just looking for those three main parts, and what we'll be doing is 33% of each. Stay tuned. I'm gonna walk you guys around this garden center that I'm at here, and we're gonna see exactly what they have to offer. All right, stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, just a quick update here. They just dropped the soil off from the garden center nursery that I ordered it from, and it looks like pretty good stuff. Like we discussed earlier, we have three parts. We have one part aeration, or this 3/4 stone here, and then one part compost, which it's a tree bark compost, so it kind of looks like mulch, but there's a ton of good manure in there. That's what we're looking for, is that cow manure, that finished cow manure. And then we have the third part is the peat moss, which came in bales. So those three parts, equal parts, 33% each, making up 100% of our soil, is what we have here. So what I'm gonna do now is, I'm sure you guys hear this noise in the background. I have a skid steer on the property. I'm gonna borrow that skid steer. I'm gonna break open these bales, mix them into that, or get them on top of the compost and the stone, the aeration source, and mix them all in with the skid steer while I have it here. Save my back a little bit. I still have to wheelbarrow all of this to the raised bed where it's going to be. So just a quick update. I'll take a couple maybe still shots or videos as the process is going on, but unfortunately it's a little bit hard for me to videotape and get the work done at the same time. So stay tuned, and I'll show you guys what it looks like at the next update. All right, guys, so that's one bale of sphagnum peat moss broken open. I have 9 more of these to go, so I have a little bit of work cut out for me getting these dumped in. But this will just go to show, this sphagnum peat moss here is light and airy stuff. This is going to be great once we wet it down. The roots will love the sphagnum peat moss. Now, it's a little bit acidic, but it'll be just fine once we mix it in with our compost and our stone there. and give us a nice, light, fluffy, nutrient-rich soil to plant into. Now, don't forget, we're going to be adding the soil amendments, such as crab meal, kelp, some calcium in the form of crushed up oyster shells, and a little bit of neem. We're going to add some neem for pest prevention, but we'll go over that once we're ready to add those and we have everything built. This is just step one, just getting the soil on the property and mixed. So stay tuned. I'm going to keep emptying these bags. I'm 2 down, 8 to go. We'll get them there and mix them with the skid steer on the property here, so stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, so I got all the peat moss emptied out right there. I have one extra bale I'm not going to use, maybe for another project, but what we have is an almost completely mixed soil pile. I had the skid steer came in and swooped this up, mixed it around a little bit. I needed to do it a couple more times before I'm completely mixed, but overall, guys, this looks like some pretty good stuff. I'm excited about this. Alright guys, thanks for coming along. That's the end of this video here. Alright, so the skid steer mixed everything up. What I did was I came through, I wet it down, I let him mix it another 2 or 3 times, getting it really nice and wet because I want to activate some of that microbiology and integrate it into that peat moss and really, you know, get the soil prepped and ready to go into the raised bed. So what we have, let me show you guys the finished product of this. Some beautiful rich soil with some great aeration in it. And yeah, this is going to grow us some great vegetables. I have plenty of extra soil to fill the raised bed and also do some other projects around the property. Probably going to plant some perennials into this, some blueberries, some fruit trees. And I might have forgot to note, but always try to source local materials. You don't want to break the bank doing this. I think all of this soil cost me a little more than 100, maybe 150 bucks total. If I were to source the ideal stuff like lava rock, which is indigenous to the West Coast, and the perfect compost, this could have run me up to $500, if not more. So, like always, make do with what you have. Try to make your own or source local stuff just to save a couple dollars. You don't have to go crazy. You can really make some great soil with just using local resources. So wherever you're from, whichever kind of equipment or local sources that you have, just utilize them to their fullest, and I promise nature will take care of the rest. Have a nice day, guys. I just want to thank you guys for watching this video, coming along on this journey. This is just the beginning. There's so much more to come, and I invite you guys to please subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't already, like this video. It really helps share and spread the word of the New Leaf Video channel. I think that this soil, this project, just learning how to grow naturally and organically using the power of nature and the microbiology that is just indigenous to our area is incredible. And no matter where you live, you benefit from it. Once again, thanks for coming along, and I'll see you guys in the next video.